Assalamu alaikum and welcome to ICT Year 6. In today's lesson, we're going to start with a new unit, unit number 3, working with data. So let's get started. First, in this unit, we will learn what a data table is, how to sort a data table, how to filter a data table, and how it can make business easy and organized. First, let's define the word data. It says here that data is the name for facts and figures. But what does that mean? Facts and figures. What does that mean? Like, we need a clearer definition for the word data. Alright, let me give you an example. In Legacy School has a record of every single student in the school, from playgroup all the way till year 7. Every single student has a record. For example, every student has an age, and every student has a grade or year group that they go to. Some of the students have brothers in the school. Some of them joined recently. That means the date they joined the school. And some students left the country and they abandoned the school or they quit the school. So all of these are stored in a spreadsheet. Let's assume that it's installed in a spreadsheet, because in the world of technology you can store data in a form of database which is a different way to store data. So all of that, we call it data. So Legacy School has a lot of data about the students, right? They also have a separate data about teachers. So data is nothing but information. Also, it's a fact and figures. Fact could be the name of the students of Legacy School. This particular student studies at school, Legacy School, right? That's a fact, right? And what about figures? Figures mostly describes numbers. That particular student, who his name is so and so, is 13 years old and he studies in grade 6, for example. So all of those are facts and figures, right? So data is the name for facts and figures. I hope that was clear. Spreadsheet software lets you organize data in a structured form called a data table. We've all created spreadsheets before, right? Using a spreadsheet software, and mostly we use Microsoft Excel, right? Or Microsoft Excel. Okay? So those software lets you organize data in a structured form called a data table. Why do we need to have a data table on a regular spreadsheet? Why do we need to format that table into a data table? Why do we need that? When data is formatted as a data table, you can carry out different data tasks. So there are tasks related to data that you can perform only when your spreadsheet is converted or formatted as a data table. We will learn how to work with data organized as a data table as we go on. Right, so what you see in front of you is a spreadsheet. This is a regular spreadsheet of a company that works with delivering and picking up packages. Okay, so just like DHL or FedEx, there are so many different companies like that. So this is their spreadsheet, and that's how they organize their data in a form of spreadsheet. And actually all of this is called a system. So what you're looking at is a system of a company that works with packages, delivering and picking up packages. So the different facts are stored in the column of the data table. So let's take this column, let's take the second column, column B. Pick up from, this is where they are going to pick up the package from. So the first one is going to pick up the package from the head office. This one is from the airport, this one is from head office, low center, and so on. So a column in a data table is called a field. So what you see in front of you, this column is called a field, and it represents different data. Each field stores one fact. So when you look at one cell, it tells you, or it stores one fact. For example, this package, it's going to be picked up from the warehouse. Only one data, or only one fact. Okay. The heading of the column is the field name. What you see at the top here, B1, this is the column name or the field name, and it explains what data is in the field. Now let's talk about rows. the rows of the table are called records. So the column is called field, the rows are called record. Each record is made of several fields and it stores all the information about one thing, event or person. In this table, each record has data about one delivery. So when we look at this table, so when you look at a column, it tells you one fact about every single delivery, right? So this one is going to be picked up from the head office. This one is going to be picked up from the airport. But when you look at the row, the entire row, this package number or code is 002, and it's going to be picked up from the airport, and it's going to be delivered to the head office, and the weight of that package is 750 grams, and the name of the employee who's going to handle the whole pickup and delivery, his name is Hassan, and yes, it is delivered. So you get a whole information about one delivery. That's why we call it a record. So the row in the table is called a record, right? Let's get into the practical. How to make a data table from a regular spreadsheet. To turn a spreadsheet into a data table, your first step is, as always, select all the cells that contains the data. So you have to select all of the data in your table. The next is click on Format as Table. This is a button in Microsoft Excel. The last thing is choose the color and style for your table. So basically, like very simply, 3 steps to convert your spreadsheet into a data table. I have the same data table that I was explaining to you earlier on Microsoft Excel right here. So the first step is select your data, right? So I'm going to start with the first cell. Click. No, it shouldn't be click like that. One click. Keep clicking and drag all the way to the last data on your table. Now the next step is go to, let me maximize here. Go to Format as Table. You see that button right there? Format as Table. That's the second step. The last step is pick the color that you like. Pick the color that you want simply. I'm going to just close my eyes and just click, right? This is actually the last thing that you're going to have to do. Because you highlighted the entire table before you click on that button, so automatically it's going to select your data right here. You have to do nothing right here. It's already done for you. And you have to look at the table. Does your table have a header? Yes, it does. So you have to tick this box right here and then click OK. Actually, when you convert any spreadsheet into a data table, it looks even more cooler, right? Well, I'm not going to go further because I want to make this lesson very light on your brain and I don't want you guys to get bored. Because this is the beginning of a unit as well, so I want you to grasp the theoretical part. It's more important to me on this lesson that you grasp the definitions of everything that we're going to work on. So in this unit we learned how to convert a regular spreadsheet into a data table, or format a regular spreadsheet into a data table. Later on in next lesson you're going to learn the amazing things that you can do with a data table. Why did we convert a regular spreadsheet into a data table? Because there are a lot of tasks that we can do on a data table that we cannot do on a regular table. Okay, so in today's lesson we learned about the word data. Some people pronounce it data. Okay, so both are correct. So follow your tongue or follow your accent, whether you want to call it data or data. Data is the name for facts and figures, and now we know what facts are and what figures are, right? So now we know what the term data is and what do we mean when we talk about data. What are the facts and the figures that we can see in the data. Spreadsheet software lets you organize data in a structured form called a data table. We've also learned about what do we call the column, because different facts are stored in the column of a data table. We call the column field, right? Because the column holds single information about each and every delivery in this example, right? But then the row, we call the entire row, we call it a record, because it holds like complete information about a single delivery. Yeah. And lastly, we learned about how to make your data table, like how to turn a spreadsheet into a data table with those 4 or 5 simple steps. Let me do them again. All you have to do is first select your data, go to the button that's called Format as Data Table, and just pick a color, any color you want. You will get this window, Format as Table. You will do nothing because you already select the entire data, so in this field you will do absolutely nothing. And then over here you have to look at your table. Does it have a header? And if it does, then tick on this box and click OK. So that is it for this lesson. I hope you guys understood everything, and if you have any questions, please do send me. Whenever you guys send me, I get really happy. Do practice at home, and when you're done watching this lesson, press add so that you can open your homework, and double click on the text box so that you can answer all of the questions. And I would also be very happy when you submit your homework. Thank you for a lot of people who have been doing that. Well, that is it for this lesson. I hope you guys understood and enjoyed the entire lesson. I'll be looking forward to your homework and your responses. Till the next lesson, take good care. Bye.